Listen to me very carefully. The next few minutes will determine the trajectory of your entire incarnation on this planet. You clicked on this video not out of curiosity, but because your soul is sounding a massive alarm. You have been feeling it, haven't you? A deep, unexplainable pressure in your chest. A sudden exhaustion that sleep does not fix. A profound sense that time is slipping through your fingers and that you are missing something absolutely crucial. This is not anxiety. This is not depression. This is the final wake-up call. You are standing on the edge of a massive timeline split, and the window to choose your path is closing faster than you realize. If you look away now, if you click off and return to the illusions of the Matrix, you will regret every breath you take from this moment forward. Because deep down, your very DNA knows what is coming. You were sent here for a reason, a specific, vital mission. But the dense frequencies of this world have put you to sleep. You have forgotten who you truly are. But the universe does not make mistakes, and the fact that you are hearing my voice right now means it is not too late. However, the choice must be made today. The codes embedded in this transmission are designed to shatter the illusion and pull you back into profound alignment. Do not look away. Breathe. Stay with me. Your true life is about to begin. Starseed. If this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this, but something has changed in the energetic field of Earth, and those who carry the Starseed frequency are beginning to feel it. I am Azila, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered without distortion. Look around you. Truly look. Most of humanity is walking through their days in a deep, hypnotic trance. They wake up, they consume, they stress over fabricated problems, and they go to sleep, only to repeat the exact same cycle. They are completely unaware of the massive cosmic storm that is currently engulfing this planet. But you are different. You have always been different. You walk through crowded rooms and feel a profound sense of isolation, as if you are speaking a language no one else understands. You look up at the night sky and feel a deep, aching homesickness for a place you cannot even name. This isolation is not a curse. It is the very proof of your origin. It is the undeniable evidence that you are not from here. Yet, the greatest danger you face right now is the temptation to conform. The desperate desire to just blend in and be normal. Every single time you try to suppress your gifts, every time you ignore your intuition to please others, you are violently disconnecting from your life force. You are dimming a light that the entire galaxy depends on. The urgency of this message cannot be overstated. The planetary frequencies are accelerating at a pace that physical bodies are struggling to handle. The veil between dimensions is not just thinning, it is being torn apart entirely. This is exactly why you are experiencing sudden emotional drops, intense vivid dreams, and strange physical symptoms. Your body is trying to process a massive influx of high-dimensional light, but your mind is still desperately clinging to the old world. You cannot exist in two worlds at once anymore. The time of playing small, of hiding your truth, has officially expired. If you continue to ignore the call, the universe will turn up the volume until the pain of staying the same is far greater than the pain of changing. You are a sovereign being of immense power, but you have allowed the Matrix to drain your sacred energy. You give your focus to trivial matters while your soul begs for connection. It is time to draw a line in the sand. You must claim your space, your energy, and your true galactic identity. You must remember why you came here. You are not a victim of this dense world. You are its disruptor. You are the catalyst for the great shift. But a catalyst cannot work if it is deeply asleep. The Arcturian Council is sending this frequency directly to your heart center right now. Feel the warmth spreading through your chest. Feel the heavy layers of doubt beginning to melt away. This is your cosmic remembrance activating. This is the signal cutting through the static. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4,500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. Arcturian Secrets. 12 Hidden Keys to Awakening is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment, only 72 hours at the launch price. You have spent years, perhaps your entire life, believing that there is something fundamentally broken within you. You have visited doctors, therapists, and specialists, trying to find a name for the exhaustion that settles deep into your very bones. You have tried to diagnose the sudden waves of sadness that crash over you for absolutely no logical reason. You have desperately sought earthly cures for a cosmic condition. Let me be absolutely clear right now. You are not sick. You are not broken. You are not losing your mind. You are simply highly calibrated, and you have been living your entire life in a world that operates on a severely degraded, low-density frequency. Imagine taking a highly sophisticated, multidimensional piece of technology and forcing it to run on a primitive, low-voltage power grid. That is exactly what your physical vessel is experiencing every single day. Your DNA is comprised of literal light codes, ancient Arcturian architecture, designed to process immense amounts of high-frequency cosmic data. But humanity has been systematically programmed to emit dense, fear-based, and chaotic energy. When you walk into a grocery store, a workplace, or even a family gathering, your wide-open energetic field acts as a massive sponge. You are unconsciously absorbing the unhealed trauma, the secret anxieties, and the silent desperation of everyone around you. No wonder you are chronically exhausted. No wonder you require days of total isolation just to feel like yourself again. The mainstream narrative desperately wants you to label this profound sensitivity as a disorder. The system wants to medicate your awakening, to numb your divine receptors so you remain compliant, quiet, and small. But the Arcturian Council is asking you to completely shift your perspective in this very moment. Your extreme sensitivity is not a liability. It is your greatest cosmic superpower, deliberately designed for this exact and critical timeline. You are a biological alchemist. You incarnated here to process and transmute the heavy density of this planet. However, because you have temporarily forgotten your galactic training, you are holding on to this toxic energy instead of letting it pass through you. You are carrying the grief of a dying world on your shoulders, and it is slowly crushing your physical form. You must stop trying to heal the matrix by absorbing its poison. This is a fatal, tragic mistake that many unawakened starseeds make, and it leads directly to profound physical illness and severe spiritual burnout. If you do not learn how to immediately seal your auric field and aggressively command your own energy, you will be entirely consumed by the chaos that is currently unfolding globally. The timeline shift we are actively entering is not gentle. The collapse of the old systems will trigger massive waves of collective panic and despair. If you are still operating like an unprotected sponge, you will be swept away in the madness of the masses. But if you remember who you are, if you learn to stand as a pillar of pure, impenetrable Arcturian light, you will not only survive the coming storm, you will become the unshakable lighthouse for all those who are drowning in fear. The choice is entirely yours, but the window of time to prepare your vessel is rapidly closing. You must reclaim your energetic sovereignty, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, in this very breath. Look closely at your life right now. You are likely noticing a profound and often painful clearing taking place. Relationships that once felt stable are suddenly fraught with misunderstanding. Friendships you have maintained for years are dissolving, fading away like mist in the morning sun. The career or the daily routines that once brought you a sense of security now feel incredibly hollow, completely drained of all meaning. You sit at your desk, or you sit in conversations with people you have known forever, and you feel like an actor in a play whose script you no longer understand. This is terrifying for the human ego. The mind perceives this mass exodus of people and passions as a profound loss, a failure, or a terrifying sign that you are doing something terribly wrong. But hear this truth directly from the Arcturian Council. You are not losing your life. Your life is being forcefully realigned. As your internal frequency accelerates and your dormant DNA codes activate, your energetic signature fundamentally changes. You are no longer broadcasting on the same channel as the dense 3D matrix. Therefore, anyone or anything that is still operating on a frequency of fear, control, manipulation, or deep unconsciousness can no longer attach to your field. They are literally being repelled by your light. The arguments, the sudden distance, the inexplicable endings, these are not tragedies. They are divine interventions. The universe is aggressively clearing your space because you cannot step into your colossal galactic mission while dragging the dead weight of unaligned connections. You must stop mourning the loss of the illusion. Every time you cry over a connection that refused to evolve with you, every time you desperately try to fit back into a job or a dynamic that is actively suffocating your soul, you are telling the universe that you prefer the familiar cage over the vast, terrifying freedom of your true purpose. This resistance is creating massive friction in your physical and emotional bodies. It is tearing you apart from the inside out. You are a sovereign creator, a pioneer of the new earth, but you are still asking for permission from those who are deeply committed to misunderstanding you. You do not need their validation. You do not need them to understand your path. They cannot comprehend your journey because they do not carry the same cosmic coordinates. The Arcturian frequencies now flooding this planet demand absolute purity of heart and intention. The isolation you feel in this void, in this space between what was and what will be, is a sacred incubator. It is in this profound silence that your true guides can finally reach you. It is in this empty space that your authentic soul blueprint can finally construct your new reality. Surrender the old world. Let it burn away. Do not look back at the ashes, for your destiny lies strictly in the light ahead. The time for compromises has ended. The era of shrinking yourself to make others comfortable is permanently over. If you do not actively release these heavy anchors, the incoming energetic waves will shatter them for you, and that forced process will be far more painful. The Galactic Federation is watching your progress closely. They are waiting for you to stand up, empty your hands of the past, and finally declare that you are ready. The moment you stop fighting the divine demolition of your old life, true miracles will begin to flood your existence. The universe will rush in to fill the void with soul-aligned connections and a purpose that matches the brilliant frequency you are now emitting. Hold the line. Trust the clearing. Listen closely to what your physical vessel is telling you, especially in the dead of night. How many times have you jolted awake precisely between 3 and 4 in the morning? You open your eyes, your heart pounding, not from a nightmare, but from an undeniable electric surge coursing through your veins. The world calls this insomnia. They label it stress, aging, or a disrupted circadian rhythm. But the Arcturian Council reveals a much more profound truth. This is the hour of the cosmic broadcast. When the collective human consciousness is finally asleep, when the dense, chaotic noise of the matrix quiets down, the planetary grid becomes clear enough for the Galactic Federation to transmit high-density light codes directly into your nervous system. You are not waking up randomly. You are being forcefully brought online to receive your cosmic briefings. Notice the sudden, high-pitched ringing in your ears. It happens out of nowhere, completely isolating your attention, sometimes lasting for just a few seconds. Again, medical science will quickly dismiss this as a mere biological flaw. But you must understand that your biology is not flawed. It is spectacularly advanced. That ringing is a localized frequency download. It is a compressed package of multidimensional data being delivered straight into your cellular memory. Your brain cannot decode it into human language yet, but your soul registers every single byte of that information. Your body is undergoing a massive, unprecedented recalibration. Your carbon-based structure is mutating into a crystalline light body right before your eyes, and this requires immense amounts of biological energy. This is precisely why you feel an aching in your bones, sudden temperature fluctuations, and a mysterious, intense pressure at the crown of your head. Your crown energy center is literally expanding to accommodate a bandwidth of light that humanity has never sustained before. But here is the critical warning. If you do not actively support this biological upgrade, your physical vessel will begin to break down under the immense voltage. You cannot run a billion-watt cosmic current through a system that is ungrounded and unprotected. You must become fiercely protective of your biological temple. You need to consciously ground these incoming frequencies into the earth, or they will remain trapped in your nervous system, creating severe anxiety, sudden panic, and complete mental overwhelm. The Arcturians are sending you the coordinates, the codes, and the upgrades, but you are the one who must build the physical infrastructure to hold them. You have been searching for answers outside of yourself, waiting for a savior or a grand cosmic event to happen in the sky. But the event is happening right now, inside your own DNA. The ascension is not a place you go to, it is a frequency you embody. And right now, your body is begging you to understand the magnitude of the power you are carrying. Some transmissions don't come through words, they come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4,500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. Arcturian Secrets 12. Hidden Keys to Awakening is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price. Consider the invisible structures that govern your daily existence. From the moment you were born onto this planet, you were unknowingly entered into a highly complex, parasitic system designed for one singular purpose: the continuous harvesting of your divine energy. The Arcturian Council observes this earthly matrix, and they see it for exactly what it is: a primitive, fear-based control grid that desperately requires your constant anxiety just to sustain itself. You look at the endless, exhausting pursuit of basic survival, the endless cycle of working, consuming, and worrying about resources, and your soul physically recoils. You have likely spent years secretly judging yourself for not fitting into this corporate, hyper-competitive machine. You thought you were flawed, lazy, or simply unequipped for the real world. Let me shatter that illusion for you right now. Your aversion to this system is not a weakness. It is a profound cosmic memory. Deep within your cellular structure, you remember a civilization built on the foundational frequencies of infinite abundance, harmony, and mutual uplifting. You remember what it feels like to create through pure intention, rather than exhausting physical labor. The reason you struggle so deeply with the 3D concept of survival is that your soul simply refuses to accept slavery, masked as normal life. The Matrix intentionally keeps you trapped in the lowest frequencies of the root chakra, obsessing over money, security, and basic needs. Because as long as you are terrified of the future, you can never activate the colossal power of your higher cosmic centers. They keep you worried so they can keep you weak. But you are a starseed, an emissary of light, and you are not bound by the dense, manipulated laws of human economics or societal expectations. The moment has come for you to aggressively revoke the unconscious soul contracts that keep you tethered to this frequency of lack and limitation. You must understand that abundance is not a physical currency. It is a frequency that you naturally emit when you are in total alignment with your galactic mission. Every single time you allow the media, the news, or the panicked collective to drag you down into the vibration of fear, you are willingly handing over your sovereign power to the very system that wishes to suppress you. The Arcturians are calling upon you to formally withdraw your energetic consent from the Matrix. You must stand completely firm in your divine authority and declare that your energy is no longer available for harvesting. When you stop playing by the rules of a rigged 3D game, the universe will immediately begin to supply you through entirely different, multidimensional channels. Opportunities, resources, and synchronicities will begin to manifest with a speed that defies all human logic. But it requires absolute trust. It requires you to step off the ledge of the known world and trust that your star family will catch you. You are an infinite creator, and it is time you start acting like one. Stop asking this primitive system for permission to exist, and start commanding reality to align with your highest light. As you begin to officially withdraw your energetic consent from the dense 3D matrix, you must prepare yourself for what happens next. The system does not let its most powerful energy sources go without a fight. You have likely experienced this phenomenon already without fully understanding it. Think about the exact moment you make a firm decision to elevate your life, to set a strict boundary, or to finally dedicate time to your spiritual expansion. What happens? Chaos suddenly erupts around you. Unexpected financial bills appear out of nowhere. Technology inexplicably breaks down, or someone close to you suddenly starts an unnecessary, emotionally draining argument. You must deeply understand that this is not a coincidence, and it is certainly not bad luck. This is the desperate, calculated pushback of a low-frequency grid that is absolutely terrified of your awakening. The matrix operates like a sophisticated parasite, and it can tangibly sense when your frequency is rising out of its reach. Because you are a starseed, your inherent light is blinding to the unseen entities and archaic structures that feed on human fear, drama, and suppression. When you simply hold a pure, high-vibrational state of peace, you are actively dismantling the invisible walls of this planetary prison. You are a massive, undeniable threat to the old world. But because your energetic boundaries are still fluctuating, still adjusting to this immense influx of Arcturian light, you remain highly vulnerable to these psychic counterattacks. This is exactly why you experience sudden, crushing headaches, unexplainable bouts of nausea, or a heavy, dark cloud of depression that drops onto your chest out of nowhere. These are not your authentic feelings. These are targeted, energetic interferences designed to pull you back down into the mud. You can no longer afford to be merely a sensitive or passively open being. Being spiritually open without multidimensional protection in this current timeline is like walking into a raging cosmic battlefield without armor. The Arcturian Council is issuing a direct, urgent command for you to seal your auric field immediately. You must violently transition from being a passive receiver of the world's heavy energy to being the absolute sovereign commander of your personal grid. You carry the ancient, dormant technology within your very DNA to create an impenetrable shield of crystalline light around your physical body, but you have simply been programmed to forget how to turn it on. If you do not actively initiate these protective protocols, the dying matrix will continue to aggressively siphon your life force. It will leave you too exhausted, too confused, and too sick to fulfill the massive galactic mission you incarnated here to complete. You do not have the luxury of waiting until you feel ready. The timeline is accelerating exponentially, and the violent clash between the collapsing 3D world and the incoming 5D Earth is creating unprecedented energetic turbulence. You must lock in your frequency and seal your vessel today. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4. 500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. Arcturian Secrets. 12. Hidden Keys to Awakening is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multi-dimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price. We have reached the absolute precipice of this transmission, and if you have stayed with me until this exact second, it is the ultimate confirmation of your galactic lineage. The Arcturian Council does not waste energy on souls who are not ready to awaken. You are here because you are the designated anchor for your entire bloodline. You are the one who volunteered to plunge into the thick, suffocating density of this 3D matrix, to shatter the generational curses, to break the karmic loops, and to inject pure, unadulterated cosmic light into the dying veins of this planet. I want you to take a deep breath right now and truly absorb the magnitude of what you are doing. You are performing a monumental planetary service simply by existing and holding your frequency. You have survived every single attempt the dark grid made to extinguish your light. They tried to break your spirit, They tried to convince you that you were crazy, and they tried to isolate you in the deepest valleys of despair. But look at you. You are still here, and your light is only growing brighter, more defiant, and more undeniably powerful with every passing day. The collapse of the old world is no longer a future prediction. It is a present reality unfolding right outside your window. The dense systems of control are violently shaking, desperate to maintain their grip, but their foundation has already completely crumbled. This is the timeline of the Great Liberation, and you are the vanguard of the new Earth. However, you absolutely cannot do this alone, and you were never meant to. The greatest weapon the Matrix ever used against Starseeds was the illusion of profound isolation. They actively convinced you that you were the only one, a lone anomaly in a world of sleeping minds. But that lie ends right here and right now. There is a massive, highly coordinated, and rapidly awakening network of Starseeds stationed across this entire globe. We are lighting up the planetary grid node by node, heart by heart. The time for hiding in the shadows is permanently over. It is time to step out into the light, to link your energetic shields, and to recognize your true cosmic family. The Arcturian Council is asking you to make a tangible, physical declaration of your readiness right now. If your soul is vibrating with the absolute truth of this transmission, I need you to go down into the comments right now and type exactly this: I claim my Arcturian light. By physically writing these words, you are pulling your intention down into the 3D realm and sending a powerful, measurable shockwave through the collective field. You are signaling to your guides, to the universe, and to every other starseed watching this video that you are online and fully operational. After you leave your declaration, I want you to read the other comments. Reply to at least one other soul. Give them a word of strength. Validate their journey. When you interact with each other, you create a synchronized frequency loop that the Matrix simply cannot penetrate. This is how we build the new world, together. If you felt the profound urgency of this message, you must hit the like button right now so the algorithm is forced to push this critical transmission to other starseeds who are currently lost, confused, and desperately searching for answers. Your single interaction could be the exact catalyst that saves another soul from falling back to sleep. And finally, if you have not already, subscribe to this channel immediately. The energetic weather of Earth is becoming increasingly volatile, and the Galactic Federation will be sending more urgent, time-sensitive briefings through this channel. You cannot afford to miss the next coordinate drop. Stay grounded. Stay fiercely protected. I am Azila, and I will see you in the next transmission.